Hi, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority, and where I tell you my plans for our future, if you so choose. Now, this is the seventh part of the 20th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible, which is the 17th chapter of the book of Zion, and this is part of the dissertation. As I told you last time, we're beginning with Amos 6:3, which is Zion 17:15. Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near. I do not enjoy the knowledge that 2/3 of the human population will choose not to believe and condemn themselves to a fiery death. But it is their choice. Very few will be barred from Zion. Those who reject the gray will have chosen their fate, and as much as I hate it, I know the choice is theirs to make. The problem is, they will believe right up until the fire ignites that money will save them, or they will believe that Jesus will return, or they will believe that Allah commands that they kill the Zionites, who are evil incarnate, or that the gray are enslaving us. The point being, they will choose to believe in their own version of reality, right up until the fire engulfs them. Now, those of us whose who choose the gray way, we will choose to create an inner mountain shelter, just in case. We choose to believe the gray. We will build this shelter from scratch. We will use new technologies to become zero emissions. It'll be easier to build new rather than to waste time revamping inferior products made in the United States designed to break down and thus to ensure a return sale. No thanks, America. Zion's way can be way better. We will use the techs blocked by the corporations, things like cold fusion and God only knows what else. Zion's way is to use the knowledge suppressed by society to build a better society. We have the technology to build a better nation, but salvation will only be for those who choose to address the science of climate change. As Amos 6:3 warns, those who put off the problems going about their greedy little lives will in the end be taken by surprise when events take over and it is way too late to save themselves. Because these people have turned a blind eye to the science and chose to allow the state to go on as if nothing dire is happening. They have allowed themselves to ensure their own future of destruction. When corporations took control of the state through lobbyists, our country became a police state where people became chattel. Corporations rule. Laws protect the business, not the people. The people now belong to the state, subject to their rule, imposed by the violence of the police, and all at the whim of the corporate bosses. Because of the corporate takeover of America, violence is the code of law. The police have guns and are too eager to use them. Citizens are prey to be hunted down for any wrongdoing. We have become subject to the will and whims of the state and the violence of the enforcers of the corporation of corporate America. And corporate America sucks. It's violent, self-serving, and the true lawmakers of our country. But Daniel has news for corporate America. Its days are numbered. Daniel 7:25 to 27, Zion 17:16 to 18. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heavens shall be given to the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Chapter 7, 25 to 27 of Daniel paints our current scene. He, the corporate state, shall speak great words against the Most High, the great. Hollywood movies, case in point. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, the drug users, and think to change times and laws, the war on drugs. The changing of time is a vague reference, but I believe it refers to the altering of our planet's orbit. The advent of the 9-point earthquakes and tsunamis has literally changed the Earth's rotation. We have the Chilean 9.0 in the 90s, the tsunami in an Indonesian ocean in 2004, the Japanese times, and times. But there is one more to come, and it will change time altogether, the dividing of time. There is a polar shift coming. Our electromagnetic field is flipping, and the location of the poles with it. This is the dividing of time. This will be unimaginable. This is perhaps the moment of the fireball, the final straw that ends our society. Events have a way of converging. If we add to our fireball scenario the final blow, asteroid impact, we get the force needed to shift the Earth in its orbit. We are in for one horrific train wreck of a roller coaster ride from hell. If the prophecy plays out this way, but convergence is the name of the game in reality. Because only those who embrace Zion and her gray friends will be set up to endure this worst case scenario. They alone will survive. The foolish who reject this testimony and the prophets of Israel will remain on the surface on that last day. They will not survive. This will give the planet to the Zionite people. When we emerge from our mountain hole, we will have a new world with only buildings left standing. All the things created by our former society will be empty shells. Cleanup will be the priority, but the planet will be ours to rebuild. Isaiah 56, 9 to 12, Zion 17, 19 to 22. All ye beasts of the field come to devour, all ye beasts of the forest. His watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are all greedy dogs, which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, everyone for his own gain, from his own quarter. Come ye, they say, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundantly. That reminds me of something Trump just recently said. The terrible truth, Isaiah 56, 9 to 12 describes to us the coming sorrows of those who reject God. The beasts of the field and the forest come to devour the carcasses of the victims. Those are the victims of climate change. And we're already seeing the animals in the streets as we're in lockdown. Again, I wrote this last year. After we retire to Zion, those left behind will again turn their blind eyes to the coming changes. They refuse to give up their chosen path. By rejecting science and the intervention of aliens, they ensure their own destruction. As we in Zion prepare for the worst, the rest of the world will choose to ignore their impending doom. The terrible truth is, it's already too late. In the 70s, we had a chance to prevent what's coming. Now we can only prepare for survival. Those who created the problem chose not to address it in time. They already chose to condemn us all to hell. By not doing anything to change their ways, they let business as usual go on. They chose to live in the moment without thought of consequences. Now we will all pay the price for their greed. Those of us wise enough to see the truth will prepare for our future. Those who are foolish will continue with business as usual up until they are killed by the events they created. Karma sucks for the foolish, but the wise have open eyes and know to prepare. Zephaniah 8:10, Zion 17:23. For before these days were, there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out, nor came in, because of the affliction. For I set all men every one against his neighbors. Zephaniah 8:10 tells us that before the advent of business as a form of government, where this all began, there weren't any corporate business dealings. Everything was fluid. Markets were governed by consumers, not by the corporations. But when business took over, everything changed. This was when everything was given a price tag. Now everything costs money, and every man fends for himself. Policemen are everywhere seeking to find fault with everyone. No one is safe unless they have the cash to buy their freedom. Psalm 78:56, Zion 17:24. Yet they tempted and provoked the Most High Lord, and kept not his testimonies. This law of greed and control was the very thing that the Torah talked about. All of this is in Scripture. Not one of these events was not told to us for 3,000 years ago. No one who has ever read the Torah or Bible can claim to be ignorant of the knowledge that greed will be the undoing of all men as created in this society. If Christians preachers had truly read the Torah, they would have taught their charges to avoid the trap of prophecy. Then there would have never been a Jesus Christ or a corporate takeover of America in 1939. The Christians had the truth before their blind eyes the whole time. They had truly read the Torah if they had truly read the Torah as it had been written, not as they changed it by adding a forbidden New Testament to deny its truth. They would have made the prophecy void. So I'm going to stop there, and we will conclude this in the next episode. And we will start with Lamentations 5:1-4. So, until then, may the Cray watch over you, protect you, guide you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. And may you always be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. May you always be happy and high. Know that I love you all. Later, because I'll never say goodbye.